everyone, and welcome to my very first episode of Anti-Order, a channel where we're going to be doing a lot of EUC riding, scooter riding, and just general adventures around Cairns and the surrounding areas. So if you're into that sort of stuff, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep creating more content. So today's ride, we're heading to the Wongetty Trail, which is a brand new trail opened up here in Cairns. And the first time I actually attempted this trail, it was a little bit too dark, and the light on my V14 is just not sufficient for forestry tracks in the middle of the night. Especially not this one anyway. There is absolutely death-defying drop-offs and a lot of spots where you could really hurt yourself. So I'm actually quite lucky. I don't live too far away from the track, so we're heading there now. Absolutely beautiful day for riding. Beautiful day for riding. I'm expecting to see a lot of push bikes on this trail, which could be an issue. I do actually want to have a rope to attach the EUC to myself. I'm in sort of two minds about this because this thing's 40 kilos, and if it gets away from me, that could really hurt having it attached. But on the other hand, if it rolls off down a hill, that could work out to be quite expensive. So I would prefer to have the rope. But unfortunately, I am out of rope at home, the type of rope I need anyway. So we're going to do it without it and just see how it goes. So I'm fairly new to the EUC sport. I've only been riding for, say, going on 2 months now. I bought this V14, it's my first wheel, never ridden before. Took me about 2 weeks to get past the learning curve. Had multiple crashes. I've had two fairly hard crashes. One of them was involving a kangaroo, believe it or not, which jumped out in front of me, and I hit it at about 60 k's an hour, which, believe it or not, the kangaroo didn't take me off the wheel, but it did give me a speed wobble that I just could not recover from. And it's got me a little bit wary of speed wobbles. I have had a few speed wobbles since I've been learning, and I found that if you just keep one dominant foot always and let the other one sort of rest, let the EUC rest against, here we go here, rest against your leg, that tends to stop the wobbles. Try not to grip the EUC too tight with my legs. I just sort of let it hang. The other thing I want to experiment a bit more is trying some different shoes. So at the moment I'm wearing, they're actually called adventure motorbike boots, which I have to say, for protection wise, they're really good, but they do have some downfalls. They're very big and bulky, and I have actually come out of the pedals a few times with these boots on, just because the knobs on the EUC don't come out far enough to hold your foot in. I do have some new power knobs coming, which I'm really keen to try. The other downfall to these boots, because obviously they're a motorcycle boot, you're normally sitting on your ass and not standing on your feet, so they're very uncomfortable after you've been standing for a while. I've actually had my toes go completely numb quite a few times actually, riding with these boots. So I am keen to try some different ones. I've got to say back guys, for the fun factor, well guys and girls, anyone can ride these things. I have never bought anything that has given me so much fun as this EUC. There is a type of freedom in just having your hands free and just kind of gliding on a pad basically. Everything is leaning. You know, you don't have to operate anything. To turn, you lean, to accelerate, you lean, to brake, you lean. And it really just gives you a sense of freedom that I've never really experienced with any other toy. I've had motorbikes, you know, snowboarding, done all the boards. And I've got a couple of high-powered electric scooters as well, which they're a lot of fun. But this is just a whole nother level. I love it. I actually love it so much that I've bought another one, which is coming this week, the Veteran Lynx. I'm very keen to try that wheel out. So far I've been fairly happy with this V14. There has been some issues with it, like the trolley handle just does not stay down. That was from day one. I've got to tape it down, which is really annoying. I've bought a new one. Another thing I've noticed too with the V14 is to get parts for them is absolutely ridiculous. I did find some parts on, what was it? AliExpress, I think it was. And they did say that they are genuine Inmotion parts, but it's coming from China, so we'll see. But yeah, on the main Inmotion website, everything's out of stock, and it's been like that for months. So I don't know what's going on there. But that's really annoying, because I think no matter who you are, when you go through that learning curve with these wheels, you're gonna have some crashes. And you don't really want your wheel all busted up and looking like crap, which mine does at the moment. You can see on the front there's quite a few little smashes and bangs. So we're here, Wongetti Trail. Let's begin. Now I have to say, whoever made this trail did a horrible job. I've actually ridden this on my Inmotion RS, and how a push bike would get through this trail, I have no idea. They obviously have to get off them at some stages and basically carry them through separate parts, because there's just no way you'll get them through. But anyway, this is the trail. A lot of these bumps to begin with. But my biggest complaint about this trail is the tight zigzag turns. They're just too hairpin tight. You can't even do them on a scooter, let alone a push bike. So, tip to the makers of this, please, next time, don't put hairpin turns like that. Oh. And I don't understand these things. Alright, we're starting the hill climb now. This is where it can get a bit dangerous, which is why I want to tie the EUC to myself, because I don't know if you can see in the camera there, but to my left is just a sheer drop off. So I really don't want to see my EUC tumbling down that hill. So I'm just taking it easy through here. Just stay on. Just stay on. But so far, I seem to be making these turns okay. Which is good. Shit. Ooh. Yeah, these turns on rocks, it's not easy. It really throws you off your balance. Oh, that actually really hurt. I'm just going to start off these rocks here on the dirt. That actually really hurt my leg. Anyway, let's get moving. I'll tell you what, by the end of this, I reckon I'll have nailed the turns. Another really awesome thing I like about EUC riding is it really does work your core, your legs. You know, you're not just standing there. You do have to actually work on this thing, which is kind of cool. Another hairpin turn. Can't really tell, but this is quite a steep incline. Almost to the top, I think. I'm so glad I filled my camelback with ice. Well guys, what I thought came to pass. My EUC went over the hill. I tried to catch it and I'm pretty sure it is destroyed. It's down in here somewhere. So I got to find it and then somehow carry this thing up this hill. I'm not happy at all. All right, well, let's see how the Inmotion has held up to this fall. I think it's going to be absolutely destroyed by the sound of it. It hit hard. All right, let's keep climbing and see if I can locate it. I found it. It could not be in a worse location. To be honest, it looks intact. I'm just going to put that here for now. Apart from the obvious prosthetic damage, which I've got new fairings for these coming anyway, it's relatively okay. It's working. Light survived. The wheel's not dented. I've just somehow got to lift this 40 kilo weight up this freaking hill. Whew. Oh man. You know, it sucked. I had a hold of it for a second. I had a hold of it and it just slipped out of my hands. Such a shame. But I think all of that broke most of its fall. I did hear it hit this, and then obviously it's laying down here. But I'll tell you what, you are not going to get a better review for a good wheel than this one. We're going to pull this wheel apart when we get home, find out what's wrong with it. Maybe I can ride it back down. I hope. Alright, begin the climb. As you can see, I am drenched. And my water is up the top. Silly me. You know, the worst part about all this is I got to ride back out the trail, which I don't know which way would be quicker, going down or continuing, because I'm about halfway. I tell you what, I am rooted. I need to get my water. Well, I've made it back down to the wheel. Got my Camelback with me, which has got water in it. Oh. This hill is almost, I can't even begin to show you how, like, look how steep that is. Let me just flip the camera around. You can't really tell, but it's literally like you could not even climb that. And I've got to somehow get that all the way up there. With no rope. So guys, you see that log? That's where it was, underneath there. I've got it to here. A few more obstacles to go. I'm almost at the top. I'm totally out of water and I am absolutely rooted. I've just got marsh flies all over me, hundreds of them. Yeah, I don't think I'll be going fast on this thing until I've given it a thorough check over, because I don't want to have an electrical fault at speed, especially after a fall like that. That was just I mean, up there, that's where it come off, and it's gone all the way down into there. Sorry if this camera is a bit shaky or wobbly. My hands are just shaking. All right, I'm gonna try and get this next obstacle over with somehow. Not sure how. Get up there and hopefully we can ride this thing home. Well, I managed to get it up, and there is a bit of damage to the wheel. I got a dented rim there, which is not too bad. I should be able to sort that out. Other side's fine. There's no, the wheel still feels solid. Bit of plastic damage, bit more plastic damage there. Yeah, no, I am absolutely shocked what that wheel just endured and survived. Now, to give you an idea of where I came off and where it went down, it went down that. It's a good 40 stories. I fell down to about here, to that where them trees are. I managed to stop it there. Spewing, because I would have had it on film had my freaking stupid DJI camera not filled up the SIM card or the memory card. So I didn't get the actual crash on video. But that's where it went down, and I just lugged that 40 kilo wheel up all of that shit. Through there, underneath the bridge and up here. And had it not been working, I don't reckon it would have been possible. Just because of the awkwardness of it. Anyway, I'm going to gear up and move on, because I am completely out of water and I am nowheres from home. So we'll do a disassembly at a later stage and I will show you if there's any other internal damage. But I'm going to walk this down the other side of the hill first, and then I'm going to ride it. I'm going to ride it back home, obviously slowly. But yeah, I will film once I get out of the dangerous areas. Look at this. I got it roped to me now, thanks to this guy. All right, so now we're gonna ride the rest of the way. I'm gonna ride back up this zigzag. Get our helmets on. And ride back home, hopefully, in one piece. So we've got a bit of a ding in the wheel, and I'm hoping that's not going to affect the way it rides. I'm not going to go fast, but I will video when we get to the bottom. All right, guys, I've made it down the trail. There's the wheel, still in one piece after going off a 40-foot drop onto rock and all sorts of, well, you saw where we got it out of, and I'm literally riding it. It still works perfectly fine. I'm gonna ride it home. I actually might go down to my local tavern and have a beer, I think. After all that, wow.
But I tell you what, if anyone's thinking of buying a wheel, I have to hand it to Inmotion. They have built an absolute weapon of a machine. We'll go over this a little bit later where there's not so much noise. I honestly cannot believe this. After that drop, I'm serious, that's about 40 stories high, that drop. That's how far it fell. And look, I'm riding it. I'm lucky I didn't go down with it. I probably went, I don't know, 10 or 15 meters down the hill just to where the branch line is. The branches of all the trees managed to stop me from going right over the cliff, but I'm a bit bruised up on my hip. My hip's sore, my elbow's sore, my legs are jellied, but all in all, I've come out of that pretty unscathed, and the wheel is still working fine. It's got a ding in the rim. I can't even feel it, to be honest. I'm only doing 33. I don't want to push it too hard until I give it a little bit of an inspection, but I mean, the fact that it was still running, it was still working when I picked it up from the down in the bottom, it was still on, still running. It's just insane. Just insane. Anyway, I'm a bit wounded, but it's not going to stop me from riding to the pub, have a beer, relax, go home, and then we will inspect the damage in a bit more detail. Made it to the beach hut. Cheers, everyone. We'll see you for the next one.